And the boys are down. It is Sunday morning. It is 10 o'clock Central Time. It is the Fantasy Countdown. Rudy Campos Jr., Trey Collis, Coach Gio joining me today. Will Haverland's actually out today. Austin Hartsfield is still working, man. Austin's a real busy guy. This is a Fantasy Countdown. We're going to get you ready where we make fantasy wins a reality. Real quick announcement. If y'all guys missed the original announcement this past week, the things that we've built here at Sweep the League is going big time, I guess. We're going to be along the local airwaves here in San Antonio, Texas. We're riding high on the radio station waves. So starting October 17th, you'll be able to hear Sweep the League on the radio as well. Everybody that's part of it, thank you for supporting us throughout this entire time. Pretty big move. So looking forward to some radio life, and looks like Coach Gio has something to say.
Well, that means we have to censor some of the words we might be using.
Yeah, censorship is a huge thing for the FCC. So, it's a pretty exciting time. We never expected to be going from podcast to radio. So we got a bunch of people joining us actually. Derek Irvin's going to be on the show. Shamaya, who everybody knows has worked with me over at the Sports Times, going to be on the show. We got a great producer. Chris Galler, the guy behind the glass, is coming in as well. He's going to be our executive producer. We've got a lot more people coming aboard. So
look at Galler with that position, man, executive producer.
You got the executive producer. What we did was we randomized all the names, and that's how everything came out. So, but yeah, thanks everybody for supporting us. This is the Fantasy Countdown. So we plan to do a mock draft today. We're gonna kind of do a little bit of that. We'll share that here in a little bit. We're not gonna do a bunch of rounds. We're gonna kind of do the early rounds here. But I got a lot of questions coming in. From fantasy wise, and it's weird because normally I get one or two questions every now and then, but this week I got a bunch of questions. You can follow us on Twitter. Mine is at Sweep the League. Gio is at Coach Gio, double O at the end. Trey is at Trey 3025 Austin. At Hartsfield MLB. Will Haverland does not have a Twitter. I'm still working on that with him. I need to bring him up to the times, even though I'm a lot older than him, and he's young as can be. So first question out the gates, man. A injury that's going to derail some people who drafted already. Unlike myself, out of the 16 leagues that I'm a part of this year, I've already drafted in 4. I've got 1 last night, so that makes 5, and then I've got 3 drafts today. So J.K. Dobbins, man, that injury apparently coming out this morning. That's going to be a season-long ending injury for him. Some guys that drafted JK are going to have to go out and obviously pick up one of the backups if they're still available. Gus Edwards seems to be the guy that a lot of people are trending towards. But Gio, one Todd Gurley was rumored to already have been working out for the Ravens. Where is the value that we see because of this JK Dobbins injury? Is it somebody like Gus Edwards? Because personally, I've stayed away from all Ravens running backs, no matter who it is in these drafts so far. I have yet to draft a Ravens running back. I'm sticking with the Lamar Jackson as the number 1 running back in Baltimore. So with J.K. Dobbins' injury, Todd Gurley rumored to be doing some workouts for the Ravens. Is Gus Edwards still the guy, or do we just completely stay away from Baltimore altogether?
I mean, they're going to run the ball a whole lot, but with J.K. Dobbins now going down, I think it's a huge blow to a team that has Super Bowl aspirations, a team that wants to make a deep playoff run. Though, why was J.K. even playing in this game? I get that this is the last preseason game. Normally, that third game is the dress rehearsal game. But why even, if you're going to put some starters out there, why put a running back out there to potentially get hurt? Now, you can get hurt with a freak accident, right? Like, you could just twist and turn and get hurt. But Gus Edwards would be the next man up. I mean, they got Justice Hill, Tyson Williams will also factor in the mix, but you got to believe that they're going to potentially go out, and Adrian Peterson potentially still out there. I think Todd Gurley, I think at this point, if you're the Ravens, just give him a call and sign him up, because at this point, It's a tough blow because I thought coming into the season, I was pretty high on J.K. Dobbins. He played very well in his first year, but I thought coming into that second year with having that featured back row, now he's out for the season. Gus Edwards, I mean, they got a bunch of Jags there, just a few guys that will kind of mix in. But I think Todd Gurley, for what it's worth, played very well in Atlanta last season, had some good stretches. So I think Todd Gurley, potentially maybe a Le'Veon Bell can get into the mix. So Le'Veon has some other issues going on. But I'll give a nod to Todd Gurley at this point. I mean, you have nothing to lose, Rudy.
Well, no, you need a veteran running back. Gus Edwards is capable of filling the shoes of J.K. Dobbins, but after that, Justice Hill is still injured. So I mean, we really can't count on Justin Hill right there. Tyson Williams, I know really go that route either. So yeah, getting a Gurley in there would definitely be good. Obviously, Le'Veon Bell would be another option to potentially. Could we see a potential trade happen for a running back? I mean, there are a couple like teams out there that have multiple.
I think
the Texans. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for the Texans who still need some draft capital and all that. I mean, you've got Mark Ingram
and Philip Lindsay's out there.
David Johnson. You've got David Johnson, running backs that are vets. I mean, it's potentially right there.
I mean, also maybe a Kerryon Johnson. I know he got cut from the Lions, but he's a guy just a few years ago that was pretty relevant in fantasy. So there's a couple options for the Ravens to go, but I do think they need to sign someone. We saw the Rams go out there and trade for Sony Michel because the backfield was just very thin. So I expect the Ravens to at least do something, and they have to do it quick because the season's about to start.
Yeah. Hey, Trey. So on this the J.K. Dobbins injury, as far as, fantasy value is going here, if you went out and drafted J.K. already and then the injury happens last night, the same thing kind of like with Gio, is it something where you go and think, okay, do I go and grab Gus Edwards if he's there? Do I look at is there another backfield basically where you can see someone saying, okay, I lost JK, maybe I should go with this guy, another backfield, because you're going to have split backfields. I mean, we're going to talk about one of them here, the Jets backfield, in a little bit, but you have Michael Carter and Tevin Coleman in that backfield. So you could potentially get one of those guys to fill that JK role every now and then. But hopefully if you're drafting, you've got multiple running backs on your team to where you can plug and play a whole lot of stuff in there.
This is why you don't do fantasy drafts until all the preseason games are done.
Yeah, that's another thing. He's absolutely correct. Why don't you do this too early?
I've done 2 drafts already, and I got Travis Etienne, and he's already done for the year too, and he was one of my starting running backs. So I'm kind of in the same boat with this J.K. Dobbins thing. Like, what do I do? Especially this year when you're drafting before you have 2 weeks still. I mean, they're playing the final preseason. You still have 2 weeks, so you can still get all your teams in. This is why you don't draft. But anyway, I mean, I would see what Gus get, but Gus ain't going to get you what J.K. Dobbins is going to get you. You're going to have to go out on the waiver wire. If you're in a 10-man team or 10-man league, you can go out and probably get someone on the waiver wire. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Ravens go out and get it like a Todd Gurley, who probably do good with Lamar Jackson and company and the defensive style that the Ravens play and the running game that they. But man, it's a big blow with J.K. Dobbins being out, all these running backs being out. But this is why you draft 4 or 5 running backs, right? This is why it's a running back heavy fantasy league, because running backs tend to get hurt a lot easier than any other, maybe wide receivers, but running backs tend to get hurt. And plus, there's also certain situations where they use different kinds of running backs where you can get you kind of points in DraftKings and stuff with the PPR leagues and stuff. So I just think that you need to go out and see what's on the waiver wire first. Then go out and try to make a trade for somebody. Like you say, if you have too many wide receivers, or sometimes running back, whatever the case may be, or just wait and see what the Ravens are going to do. If they're going to call in some of these veteran running backs, like Gio said earlier, like a Todd Gurley, all these other guys too. So you still have 2 weeks. I want to push the panic button just yet. Let's see, because after today, they're cutting a lot of players, and there's going to be a lot of players moving around and people picking up running backs and stuff. So just wait after today. You still have 2, or actually 10 days. You count the Thursday night game on September 9th. Don't panic. You still have a couple weeks to get it done. So let's just see where everyone lies. I say by next week, you need to start looking and see, okay, this is where I need to go. Waiver wire trade, or via see if they get see what the Ravens do with the free agency.
Yeah, it's no time to panic here. And actually, Michael DeLeon our boss, one of our bosses, Michael DeLeon, is joining us this morning, and he's asking about the Jags trade. That's actually one of the things we're going to get into as well here. The Gardner Minshew trade that was to Philadelphia. I've got some thoughts on that, and actually, I don't know if it really affects a whole lot on the fantasy realm, but it actually does. But before we get into the Gardner Minshew trade, this is the Fantasy Countdown. Rudy Campos Jr., Trey Collis, Coach Geo. Brought to you by Project Spurs, Project Spurs Network, one of the best networks out there. If you want to follow anything and everything San Antonio Spurs, definitely give them a follow. They're adding a lot more to the bandwagon as well because they're adding us. They added us knuckleheads to that network as well. So you're getting some football stuff, some fantasy football stuff in there. Speaking of fantasy, DraftKings, man, the fantasy football season is upon us. Go to DraftKings, get that account right now, get drafting because we have football, actual football in 2 weeks, guys. So you definitely want to go get that DraftKings account. Sign up now. Not only is it NFL, college football, Gio's favorite, because he gets so hyped up for
next week, baby. Wait,
and
is it
all
next
he
week?
does
It is next week. Clemson, Georgia.
It's Clemson, Georgia. It's SEC football, okay? We're not in the ACC. We're not in the Big 12. This is real football. Well, actually, Clemson's in the ACC, but SEC football, it's a big game. First week of the season.
Very big game.
I'm a little worried. We have some injuries going on at Georgia right now, but I think we'll be ready to go in a decent quarterback in JT Daniels. So
y'all don't have the best quarterback. He lies in Chapel Hill over for the North Carolina. But definitely DraftKings, where you can get all your drafting, get all your fantasy fixed. Go get a DraftKings account soon. Definitely hit them up. We'll be giving you your daily DraftKings fantasy lineups every single Sunday from 10 to 3. Welcome, Notorious ADD. Thank you for listening. He's asking what's good. Well, definitely J.K. Dobbins is not good right now. We just got done talking about him. Another good thing that's not good is we saw the porn star legend himself. Gardner Minshew traded to Philadelphia. Good morning, Gail. How are you doing? This has actually fantasy relevance. It doesn't have a whole lot of fantasy relevance, but it does have relevance. Why? Trevor Lawrence is already your number one starter in Jacksonville. Now, there's a trend with Trevor Lawrence going on being drafted. I've seen him going as high as 5th or 6th round, which I do not get. But what this also does is if you're drafting Jalen Hurts, you have to be concerned on one aspect because he may not be a Philadelphia Eagle long. I actually think that the reason for them getting Minshew is possibly because Jalen Hurts might be on the move. Where there is a city in Texas that is probably going to be looking to move one Deshaun Watson. Now, Watson's been rumored to go to the Miami Dolphins, but with the addition of Gardner Minshew to Philadelphia, it could spell Houston to think, well, we're going to get Jalen Hurts in return. So you're getting a Watson-style quarterback in Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's not completely Watson, but he's a Watson-style quarterback. So could this Minshew trade have effect on what we're seeing fantasy-wise when it comes to QBs? Because average ADP, average round for Jalen Hurts has been right around, the 5th, 6th, 7th round from what I've seen on a lot of the mocks and a lot of the regular drafts that I've done. People are reaching for Hurts, but again, the Minshew thing, could it possibly mean that we're seeing Jalen Hurts on the move? Wasn't necessarily a salary dump that what Michael was asking about. It has more to do with, I think there's a lot more behind the scenes. Let's go to Trey on this. Trey, as far as Minshew being traded, Jacksonville is -1 porn star legend when they lost the great Gardner Minshew. If I ever have a son, I'm going to consider Gardner as the first name and probably draw a little mustache on him as when he's born. But this trade, I mean, it's got to have some value. Yes, for the Eagles. No one's going to go out and draft Gardner. Let's be real. No one's drafting Gardner Minshew. But where it affects everything is Jalen Hurts. So is this a no confidence in Hurts, or is this something to where I'm saying maybe it's having Jalen move for being traded and move to another team?
That's a tough. I mean, I think it has Hurts moving to the Houston Texans. I think has I think what Michael De Leon is saying is that the salary cap did make the salary cap work for the Houston Texans in this trade, because I think there is something going on behind the scenes right now. It might not get done before week 1, but if Jalen Hurts does start struggling after week 1 and he struggles week 2, you can start seeing Jalen Hurts is going to be traded to the Houston Texans because, I read something that Deshaun Watson ain't playing this year no matter what for any team. I don't know how true that is. I just saw it on a report, but I don't know how true it is. But I think that getting Gardner Minshew, good backup plan. I just don't know what Jacksonville is going to do with the backup with Trevor Lawrence, because I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is going to stay healthy all year with that offensive line in Jacksonville. So I don't know what their plan B is. But with Trevor Lawrence, I guess they're hoping that Trevor Lawrence just runs in the backfield for 20 yards or whatever the case may be. But I think this has the ramifications of Minshew being a Watson trade. There's someone working behind the scenes. I just can't quite put my finger on it just quite yet. Watson is going to be a Houston Texan, I think, by week 4. That's what my ramifications are. Not Watson. Hurts is going to be a Texan by week 4. I'm sorry. And Watson's going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. But there are talks that the Dolphins are in talks too, high talks about Deshaun Watson. So I think the Deshaun Watson thing is starting to heat up, because I think that he's not going to be put on the exempt list. And I think that no civil suit or anything is going to be done until February. So I guess we'll see. But my question is, I just don't know what Jackson is going to do as backup quarterback, because I have a strong feel. It's a 50-50 shot that Trevor Lawrence is going to get hurt at this season, the way that offensive line is playing.
Yeah, man. I mean, Gio, are we seeing that this is how do you see this? Because I know fantasy value, the biggest person here is Hurts. I mean, you get Gardner Minshew. At first, I thought, well, maybe they don't have any confidence in Jalen Hurts right now, and that's why they got Gardner. So that would probably affect the fantasy value of Jalen Hurts. But then I started thinking it's probably a move to trade Jalen Hurts away. So drafting Jalen Hurts, is this a concern that people should have when they're looking for a quarterback late in the draft? Like maybe the starter?
I don't think so. I think Jalen Hurts is fine. Though that game where he left early because of a stomach issue, that was kind of a weird scenario too. I think Gardner Minshew, listen, he started in this league. He's won some games as a quarterback. Now remember, he's been in Jacksonville where there's not much going on, right? So he comes to the Eagles. The Dolphins, so Tua has been playing fairly well this preseason. It seems like he's been picking up some steam. I would hate for him to get traded to the Houston Texans, but I think that's a very good possibility. The Jalen Hurts situation, I just think Joe Flacco played very poorly. I mean, he's been playing pretty bad in the preseason. I think Gardner Minshew, in the event that something happens to Jalen Hurts, if something is going on, but I can definitely see them trading Jalen Hurts to the Texans, as is Jalen from Texas?
Yeah, that's what Michael just said. He played.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, he's very similar to that area. I could definitely see that. There's so many different scenarios. I can't exactly pinpoint, but if the least case scenario, Minshew does provide a backup quarterback, because really, something can happen, and the Eagles. I think if Gardner starts sometime this season, I think as a pocket passer, I think there's definitely some decent value there for fantasy purposes. But I'm not sure where this is going, but there's a lot of different scenarios here.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen with the Hurts situation now that Gardner's there. It could be nothing. You're right. Flacco just played terrible this preseason, so it could just be a backup situation. Flacco's not a really good locker room guy either. I mean, he's not.
He's very,
after he got his extension and his Super Bowl ring, he doesn't freaking care about NFL anymore.
He makes these comments the past few years. I'm like, dude, you're not doing anything.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Real quick before we move on to the Kyler Murray and the Jets situation, we're going to do a little bit of a mock draft here towards the end of the show. Also, I'm going to show 2 of my drafts that I did, and we're going to grade them, because Yahoo gave me a B on one of my drafts, and I'm pissed off about it. I actually thought I had a decent draft.
It's passing.
But yeah, I mean, you guys suck. I mean, I thought I at least deserved the B+, but whatever. We'll get into that as well here. This is the Fantasy Countdown. Coach Geo, Trey Collis, Rudy Campos Jr., presented by Project Spurs and DraftKings. Kyler Murray, gentlemen. I have Kyler in one of my drafts. Actually, last night I drafted Kyler, and I reached for him. I think that's why Yahoo gave me the B, because I reached for Kyler Murray, in my opinion. I think I ended up taking him in round 5 or 6. And that's a reach. And it sounds weird because you're like, Kyler Murray, dual quarterback, dual threat. I mean, that's not a reach. He's one of the first guys to come off the board. I probably could have got someone later, but I ended up reaching, which screwed my backfield really bad, which we're going to look at here. Kyler Murray, guys, how early is too early to draft Kyler? Because I had a couple of people send me questions about it. They're torn. They're seeing Patrick Mahomes, and I've seen it in 5 drafts that I've done. Patrick Mahomes has gone in the first round in 4 out of the 5 drafts. So everybody panics when that first QB goes. Kyler Murray has been going in rounds 3 and 4 and some. I took him in the 5th and 6th because I just felt like there was nothing there for me. Screwed myself. But I've also seen him in one draft, in a mock draft, actually. Well, not really a mock, but a draft that I was watching for a league. He went in round 8 on that one. So
that's a good value right there.
That is tremendous value, round 8. Where is it too early for Kyler? What round do you guys see Kyler going, in your opinion?
Well, I think Kyler, I think that's 6, 7, 8. I think it's fine. I mean, maybe a slight reach in the 5th round, like if you're going to pick a quarterback. But obviously in different leagues, some people just don't know what they're doing. I've seen Pat Mahomes go in the first round plenty of times.
I know.
And I remember his first big year, he exploded. He went undrafted in my league. I actually picked him up, won me a championship. Shout out to Pat Mahomes. But I think Kyler 6th, 7th round. But like I always tell people, if you value someone, whatever round it is, just go out there and get them and just build your team. There's different ways of building the teams. There's people who think you shouldn't draft the running back until round 4. There's people who think you should just go running back. I was in the league last year where it kind of caught me off guard. They literally drafted all the running backs, and I was left with a cloud of dust. So different scenarios for different things, but I think it's fine for Kyler in that 6th, 7th range. 5th or 4th, or even I think 3rd will be a little bit just way too much for my liking. So I think really where you got him is just about right. A little slightly early, but still but if you can get him in the 8th or 9th round, that is some good value right there.
That's hell of a value. I figure 6th, 7th round is good. And like I said, I thought about it. I say either screw my running back situation or get a running back that's kind of just below, RB1 value. He's still an RB1, but mediocre RB1. I went with the Kyler pick. Trey, where do you feel early is too early for Kyler Murray?
4th round and down. If you get him in the first 4 rounds, I think it's way too early to get Kyler Murray. I think you got him just right. I mean, maybe a little bit like Gio said. I actually agree with Gio with a lot of things today, which is highly unlikely. But I don't know what's going on here in Texas, but I'm agreeing with Gio. But anyway.
It's the hurricane.
No, I mean, I'm one of those guys in the past that picked Patrick Mahomes first. Like I had the first pick overall last year, and I picked Patrick Mahomes first overall.
Whoa!
And it got me a lot of points just because all of his weapons that he had around him and stuff. He got a lot of touchdowns and stuff and everything like that. But then I was screwed at running back. So my plan this year, I'm going to give you my plan. I go running back and then I go wide receiver because I always seem to get screwed on wide receivers and running backs. I don't know what to do there. So I always get one of the top 2 running backs and wide receivers. And then I'm kind of set. And then I'm finding out later in the rounds that quarterbacks are still there. You're going to get points with quarterbacks. So later, they're like 3rd, 4th, 5th round. That's where I'm getting quarterbacks. But I tend to get my running backs first because, like Gio said, you're stuck with a cloud of dust and you're getting backup guys like Tony Pollard who aren't getting the ball much and all these other running backs who don't see the field except for like third down situations or whatever the case may be. But Kyle Murray, I mean, I think he's going to have a good year this year. I think getting the additions of AJ Green, I think Hopkins I think he's going to shut a lot of people up. I know a lot of people are saying that his heart ain't into it this year. He really doesn't want to play because of the vaccines and everything like that. But his running ability to scramble and get those quick 10, 15, 20 yards in the heartbeat whenever you need it, helping out the running game in that situation. And then you can throw the ball up to Hopkins in the red zone. And now you got AJ Green who can help you out with a quarter or two. So I think Kyle Murray's stock's going to go up this year as long as he stays healthy behind that offensive line and he's running for his life every 5 seconds. And I think Kyle Murray, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th round, I think that'd be a good fit. But if you get him in an 8th, 9th, 10th round, that's a steal.
Yeah, I know. It was weird that I saw him go in the 8th round that one draft, and I was like, wow, why is he still there? But again, it's a trend like we have on the fantasy show here. It's a trend. I mean, what's been going on? That's the trend. The thing that people got to realize, running backs this year are scarce. Let's be real. The top running backs in the league are scarce this year. There is a plethora of wide receivers.
Yeah, right. That's why I'm thinking going running back those first few rounds, and then I mean, you just might as well fill it up later with. I mean, there's some really good. I mean, you can get Cooper Kupp at a good price. You can get a lot of these other guys. Yeah. At a good price.
Robert Woods has been dropping late in rounds.
Yeah, I've seen Robert
I think he's
Woods
going to have a great year this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of other guys. I mean, Will Fuller, I know he's suspended, but when he comes back with the dog, I mean, there's so many other guys you can get. That running back, I would advise this season to probably, even if you're in that late first-round pick, or sometimes you might go a receiver. It just depends on what's there, but I mean, if you get like a Nick Chubb with a Josh Jacobs and then maybe like a Najee Harris, that's a pretty good 3-back right there. But
that's what I wish I had that. I'm just going to throw a real quick thing because I had a question on the Jets offense. As far as the running back situation goes, every draft that I've done so far, 4 out of the 5 drafts, I've picked up Michael Carter. I have. And the value that I've been getting for Carter is unreal. The earliest I have drafted Michael Carter in any one of my drafts is round 12. And it's been round 12, round 13, round 14 is where I've been getting Michael Carter. And this guy is not screaming stud. That Jets offense doesn't scream stud. But when you need that 1 week, 2 week fill in, Michael Carter is probably going to be that guy there. I can't trust Tevin Coleman anymore. I mean, he's really injury prone. I'm expecting by week 3 or 4 to have Michael Carter as the RB1 and the solidified RB1 at the Jets backfield. So I definitely am looking at value in the Jets running back situation. I just don't see weekly value for the Jets running back situation until it's solidified. Brandon Culpepper's in here. I want to be in that league where Najee can be your 3rd back. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, Gio. If we can get Najee Harris as our 3rd running back there.
Well, it wasn't in any particular order, but yeah.
You're just throwing names out there. So.
Yeah, no, I was just throwing names. If you had like that first pick and then you came back, I mean, depending on how your league is, like the league I was in last year, literally drafted all running backs, and I was left also with Cam Newton, and that was it.
We're going to get into a quick mock draft here. I'm going to see if I can bring up that screen so that way we can kind of give everybody an idea of how it's going to work. We're going to do it here in a little bit. So sharing the screen, basically you guys just are going to give me your picks. See if I can make this bigger.
I got to put my glasses on here.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tough. I might have to just share it out a different way. But either way, you guys are going to watch us make our picks. Definitely, we have to blow it up. I didn't know why I didn't blow up, but oh well, no big deal. This will be in a little while here. We're going to get to all that. And for right now, let's see. I'm trying to get the window to the way we had it. There we go. This one right here. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go into this whole not mock draft, but we're going to discuss, and y'all are going to rate my drafts that I've had. So SBT, Sports by the Numbers, show on 9:30 a.m. The Answer every Monday night. We were a part of that league. Trey was on that. I channeled my inner Geo on that one. So, We're gonna see the lineup that I was able to draft on that, and obviously it's small. Let me make it a little bit bigger here, as big as I can.
Rudy's in 15 leagues this year. It's like I think I'm going to be like in 4 leagues.
I'm in 5.
We can definitely get you more. My only quarterback is one Matt Ryan, who I always cry on Matt Ryan all the time. I'm always complaining about him, but
he played well last year, though. I mean, under the circumstances.
Considering I think I got him out of what do we have? It was like it's 14 teams.
14 teams.
I got him in the 3rd to last round, and that was the only time I took a quarterback. So I took Matt Ryan at there. My number 1 draft pick, actually, because I had the 13th pick. And I don't know why 14-team leagues and even 12-team leagues just suck to me. I hate that amount of teams. 12 I'm fine with. Just 14 to me is ridiculous. I ended up taking Austin Eckler, came back around and took Stephon Diggs. So my first 2 picks were Eckler and Diggs. Waited, grabbed Chris Carson and Allen Robinson right after that. So kind of solidified my running back and my wide receiver positions. The tight end I didn't get till round 15, I believe. So I ended up picking Jonnu Smith at that position. I don't really care about the tight end position in this league right now. Raheem Mostert, Tyler Boyd, going with the Buffalo Bills defense, which is kind of a trend for me. I'm liking the Buffalo Bills defense. Javonte Williams is the guy that I drafted pretty late in the draft. And you're talking about Denver backfield where, yes, you have Melvin Gordon. Javonte Williams is going to be the clear-cut number 1 running back in Denver. If you have an opportunity to go get Javonte Williams, especially probably that 9, 10, 11th round, he's going higher in most drafts now. I've seen him go as high as in the 5th and 6th round. So I was able to snag him, I believe, in like 8, 9, 10, right around that. Great value for Javonte Williams. Took Michael Carter. Tyrell Williams, man. He was one of my last picks, especially in yesterday's draft, or one of the drafts I did yesterday. He was one of my last picks. Tyrell Williams is wide receiver 1 in Detroit. They have to throw the ball, man. They're going to have to. Jared Goff's going to throw the ball. So Tyrell Williams is getting a lot of value. I ended up getting Mike Williams and Michael Gallup. This team, I am not impressed with at all. I expect to fully miss the playoffs with this team completely.
Yeah.
I mean, can you scroll? Yeah. So, I think Carson's a really good pick. Stays healthy. Eckler. The thing is, you got 2 running backs there that are kind of injury prone throughout the season, right? Because Carson has those soft tissue injuries and Eckler as well. So I like the Diggs, though. I mean, Diggs is going to catch a lot of balls. No point intended. Raheem Mostert. He's another guy really that's always hurt. So your 3 running backs are injury prone. That's a slight concern. You got a good kicker, though, in Carson from the Raiders.
Best player on my team is the kicker.
Javonte Williams. I think Gordon will start in the beginning of the season. That's what it's probably. That's what it's looking like. But I think sometime down the line, it could be close to playoffs if you make it, Rudy. Or maybe in the middle of the season where maybe Williams would take over. Tyrell Williams, I think it's a great pick. But, Rudy, I think overall I'm not really thrilled with your team. Though I think if Eckler and Carson stay healthy, along with Mostert, I think those 3 guys could carry at least to a playoff. But your receiving core is pretty solid with those guys there. And I like Tyrell Williams a lot in Detroit. He was hurt last season. But when he was healthy 2 years ago, played fairly well with the Raiders. So you have some great upside here. I'm just a little worried about your 3 running backs who are all literally injury prone.
And in a 14-team league, man, it is so damn tough to.
No, I know. It's very scarce, too.
Like that. All right, so real quick on another draft here. This is going to kind of be same way, but I'm going to go through. This actually gives you round by round, so you can see where I screwed up. Because we're not all perfect. Even though I'm a fantasy immortal, we're not perfect.
Yeah.
So, Hanging with Hernandez is my team name, and I know that's very offensive, and I apologize, but I've been having that.
Yeah, that's really offensive there, Rudy. You might have to take that off for the radio, by the way.
For the radio show, I definitely will not make that announcement on the radio show. I had the number 2 pick in this draft. We're talking 12 teams here. This is one of my, not expensive, but pretty expensive leagues here. I went with Dalvin Cook at 2.
Ooh.
Came back around and I snagged DK Metcalf.
Okay.
Came back around
Okay.
All right.
and grabbed Justin Jefferson. First three
Ooh.
picks.
Dude,
That's good.
Go to rounds 4 and 5 and 6. I wait and wait and wait. This is where I'm sorry. I grabbed Kyler at 4 on this one.
Ooh,
So it
that's
wasn't
early,
5, it
Rudy.
was 4. I came back around with Josh Jacobs because I knew I needed a running back.
Wait. How is he? He's been dropping like that?
He has been. He
I
has
haven't-
been dropping.
You know, I have noticed that, but that's pretty to get him in what the 5th round. You got him.
5th round is where I got Josh Jacobs.
Oh, it's
But I come back in
dropping like
round
flies.
6 and I go with Javonte Williams. I'm high on Javonte. I've got to grab Javonte because it's right there.
But who was available at that spot that you probably could have went with?
So we're coming here with Javonte. As far as running backs go, you still had Leonard Fournette, Trey Sermon, Melvin Gordon,
Okay.
Zach Moss, AJ Dillon. I mean, there wasn't really much.
Yeah, those are all kind of backup guys anyway.
So Javonte's there. I came back and took a tight end at TJ Hawkinson at 7. I mean, a guy that's going to be the prime target, I think, in Detroit. So that kind of solidified the round 7. This is where round 8 and 9 kind of got a little tricky. I didn't really feel like I needed much. I wanted to get more running backs. I took Zach Moss from Buffalo. Came right back around and took Devin Singletary. I handcuffed both guys. And this is the thing that I wanted to talk to people about. The reason why I did this is because Buffalo has an explosive offense. They're going to run the ball. One of these guys is going to emerge as RB1 in Buffalo. It's crowded backfield. A lot of people are downplaying the Buffalo backfield. Josh Allen's going to take a lot of reps away when it comes to the goal line stuff. He's going to run it in himself a lot of times. But
I hate that.
Yeah, but Singletary and Zach Moss add value for when you need a running back filler. And that's why I took both of them. I wanted to just take Buffalo off of the market completely when it came to running back. Came back around in rounds 10, 11, and 12. Round 10, I got Chenault out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Got me another receiver. This is where it got good. Round 11, Michael Thomas. I grabbed Michael Thomas round 11. People are like, he's on the PUP. He's not going to play, yada, yada, yada. He's got Jameis Winston. Who gives a crap? Michael Thomas is a wide receiver 1 in New Orleans, hands down, no matter who the QB is. But
do we know when he's coming back?
I think it's week 4 or 5. So the value on him is great.
That's pretty good because I think Jameis is going to sling it, you know? So
he is. But not only that, what if Thomas gets dealt? I mean, this is one of those things where it's like you have Thomas, you go and get him.
To the Rams, you know?
Yeah, well,
I'm just kidding.
That would benefit me a lot. So round 12 came back with Michael Carter for the Jets. 13, grabbed me T.Y. Hilton, but now he's injured, so screw me, right? Ended up round 14 with Tyrell Williams, came back with the Buffalo defense, and added the best player on my entire squad, Jason Sanders, kicker out of Miami, in round 16. Those are 2 drafts that I wanted to talk to you guys about, get y'all's info. This is the one I got to be on. This is the one that Yahoo, I felt, screwed me completely out of there. So my draft pretty much sucked, and well, we'll just leave it at that, gentlemen. My draft did kind of suck.
I thought the B one was pretty good.
I would have given you a B. I would have given you a B plus.
Thank you, Trey. It's a B plus is what I'm talking about, man. Thank you. All right, we're going to get into a little mock here for everyone out there. What we're going to do is we're going to go pick by pick. Do y'all guys want to do 10 teams or 12 teams? It's up to you guys. What do y'all want?
10.
10? All right, we'll do 10 teams then. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to let Trey have the number 1 pick. I'm going to give Trey the pick. Then we're going to go Gio. Then we're going to go myself. But we're just going to go back and forth. We're not, picking for just one specific team. We're just going to go back and forth here. For 10 rounds, we're going to do this for the remaining part of the entire fantasy show. This is the Fantasy Countdown brought to you by Project Spurs and DraftKings. Fantasy season right around the corner. Go get the DraftKings account. Start getting all of your draft spots ready, man. They pay out thousands and thousands of dollars. They even have quarter events where I like to do quarter events. I'm up against like 40,000 people, but oh well, if I win, like $100 or $200 for a quarter. So definitely go get that DraftKings account. Let us start here. Trey, Number one pick, man. I know you love you some Dallas Cowboys. Is this where you take Ezekiel Elliott?
No.
Who are we going with here?
Actually, I'm going to shock some people. I'm actually going to get Devin Cook number 1.
So Trey's going Dalvin Cook number 1. Can't argue with that. I like me some Dalvin Cook, man. I really do. Gio, you're drafting for the all too well number 2 spot. Where are you going with this draft right here?
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey off the board at 2. All right. The absolute champs are in the building at 3 because this will be the team. I'm going to go Derrick Henry at 3. I mean, you got a guy that's just dominating the NFL lately.
Solid.
Solid. No snake draft here. Trade number 4. Who's going to be the first pick for team 4? And I think this is going to be a team that's going to be slightly out of the playoff race.
I'm actually getting Zeke there.
Cowboy Homer himself, Trey Collis, going with Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, man, I'm surprised you didn't take LeBron James there. Gio, team 5, who you going with?
I'm going with the Georgia Bulldog alum Nick Chubb at number 5 here.
Wow.
5. Wow. So Kamara dropping in our NFL mock draft here on the Fantasy Countdown. Team 6, I'm going to go ahead and take Kamara off the board. We're going to have to get us some points there. Team 6, another fantasy playoff team that I'm watching along with Team 3. Trey Collins drafting for Team 7. Team 7, Dre, who's going 7th in the Fantasy Countdown mock draft?
Oh, man. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to shock some people here. Let's go Travis Kelce.
Kelce, and I've seen Kelce go in 7 in a few.
He's not a typical tight end. He's more of a wideout, right?
He is.
So,
Team 8, Gio?
I'm going with my hometown, New York City, the New York Football Giant. I'm going Saquon Barkley with an 8th pick.
That is a guy that is dropping in so many drafts.
Injury.
That's fine,
Wow.
but I think 8 is a really good top here because I'm assuming this is going to be the year, hopefully, that he gets it going.
Can you imagine with his ADP so low if he just has a monster year?
I mean, listen, if Daniel Jones don't screw it up every week, I think they'll be all right.
Leave my boy alone, Gio. Leave my boy alone. Settle down, man. You need to leave my boy alone. So team 9, I'm taking 9 here. This is a toughie for me because I love me some Devontae Adams. I think he's going to be massive. I'd love me some Austin Eckler, but we're going to go Devontae Adams, first wide receiver off the board at number 9. Ending round 1 here, number 10, Trey Collis. Who are you screwing over with the 10th team here?
Let's go Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones at 10. All right, so Gio. Trey took Aaron Jones for 10. Coming back around, who are you adding to the mix for Team 10?
I'm going with one of the best offensive lines in the league, the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going with Jonathan Taylor here.
Good pick.
Jonathan Taylor. So we're pairing Jones and Taylor. I like that. Now, I unfortunately have Devontae Adams at 9 because I took him, and I'm drafting again for Team 9 here. Oh, man. You know, the backfield, we talked about this. The backfield situation is tough. I would definitely go with Tyreek Hill to pair with Adams. That would be massive. But for this team, I want to say I'm going to have to go with Eckler to get him off the board here. Team 8, Trey, you're on the clock here. Gio ended up taking Saquon for Team 8. Who are we going with for Team 8 to pair with Saquon? Barkley.
Man, because let's go another running back here, man. Let's go Najee. I think he's going to have a good year with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Najee Harris off the board. Again, running backs are a premium. We've been saying it. There's not very many running backs out there this year that are going to be premium guys. Gio, who are you going to pair with Travis Kelce at 7?
All right, former Minnesota Viking, Stephon Diggs.
Nice. I like that team already. I love that team. Alvin Kamara. So who am I going to pair? I can't pass it up. I mean, I'm going to go Tyreek Hill. Great value in round 2, Tyreek Hill. The guy's been going in the first round in a few drafts. I mean,
Dude, if you don't get a running back early, man, you're
screwed. You're really screwed here.
I
All
mean,
right, Trey, Team 5. Who are
some
you
decent
throwing
guys.
in there with Chubb, man?
Oh man, this is where it gets tough. Running backs are going off the board, but you need 2 running. Okay, let's do Joe Mixon at Cincinnati.
Joe Mixon? Wow, okay. I can get behind that. I really can. Ezekiel Elliott is the first pick for Team 4. Gio, who you pairing with Zeke?
Another big time DK Metcalf.
DK
Dang it.
Metcalf. Nice. All right, Team 3 with Derrick Henry. Man, I had the fortunate situation of drafting for some of the teams I already picked for. Lucky me, right? Lucky me. Derrick
Funny how
Henry.
that works out.
I'm gonna go with D Hop. Hopkins with pairing with
Oh,
Derrick
you suck.
Henry. Trey, who you taking for Team 2, man?
All right, we're gonna go with let's go Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson coming off the board. Liking it, liking it. Gio, number 1 pick. They took Dalvin Cook. Who are you pairing with Cook?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about this guy during camp. They're ready to use him a lot. I'm going with Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, here we go, guys. Coming back around, I've got the pick. Gibson, Dalvin Cook. Oh, man. Is it too early? No. For me, it is. I don't really take him that high. We're going Calvin Ridley. I mean, 3rd round. I mean, this guy's going in some second rounds already a lot. So pairing him with Gibson and Cook, I definitely can see that. Team 2, Trey, McCaffrey, Jefferson. Where are we going with this right here?
Oh, this is where I wish I would have got a wide receiver for Jefferson, but I didn't want him to leave. Oh man. Oh. Let's do it. Let's give them AJ Brown, a wide receiver.
AJ Brown, wide receiver, pairing up with Jefferson, McCaffrey, Gio. We've got DeAndre Hopkins, Derrick Henry. Who are you taking for Team 3 in this one?
We're going to Las Vegas, Nevada, and we're going to Darren Waller at tight end.
I thought about doing that.
Already. Team 4, Ezekiel Elliott, DK Metcalf. Loving that already. Okay, so I don't think if I get this guy, I doubt that this team is going to be beatable. Patrick Mahomes, fresh quarterback, coming off the board at the 3rd round. Team 5, Trey's pissed off because he wanted to pair Mahomes with Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon, I'm sure.
Actually, I kind of did. All right, got running backs cleared. We need a. No, I think Keenan Allen's going to be a good fit right here for Team 5.
Who are we taking?
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. All right. Allen's off the board. Gio, Kamara, Tyreek Hill. Who are we taking in round 3 for Team 6?
Let's take the teammate, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Helaire coming off the board. Team 7, Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs. Oh, God, you're in desperate need of a running back here. So
Good luck.
David Montgomery for Team 7. Team 8, Trey, you've got Barkley and Najee Harris here. Who are we going with Team 8?
Let's go CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb off the board, round number 3. Coming to the second to last pick in round 3. Gio, Devontae Adams, Austin Eckler. Who are we taking here?
We're going with the man at the Pacific Northwest, Chris Carson, at running back here.
Liking that pick.
Unfortunately, two of those guys are injury prone. It looks like Rudy's draft.
That's my exact damn draft when it comes to the running back situation. All right, we're gonna round out the 3rd round here. Pick number 10, very last pick of the 3rd round. I want to go with Terry McLaurin. I think he's gonna have a huge year for the Washington Washington football team. Trey, coming back around. This is your pick for Team 10. We just paired up with McLaren with Taylor and Jones. Who are we going with here?
Is it too early? Is it too early? Let's go Robert Woods.
Trey Collis coming up with Robert Woods here. Expecting him to have a really big year. Gio, Team 9. Adam Zeckler Carson.
Have we gone Allen Robinson yet?
No, he's still there.
All right, Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson. I like that team. That team's looking really good. Team 8. Barkley, Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb. For this team right here, I'm kind of a little bit worried on the Barkley situation health-wise. James Robinson coming off the board right here. So, Trey, going with Team 7, Kelsey, Diggs, Montgomery, fourth round, actually. Who are we going here for that
Dude,
team?
I'm liking this team right here. Except for no. Oh, man.
You don't want to screw this team over.
Dude, oh, dang it. Give him a quarterback, Josh Allen.
Quarterback, Josh Allen off the board. Geo, Team 6, Kamara Hill, Clyde's over Hilaire. Who are we pairing here with them?
We are going with George Kittle. Tight end.
Tight end, nice. Team 5, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Keenan Allen. Looking at it, we don't know Mixon healthy-wise. Do we go another running back here? I kind of want to say yes, but I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go Mike Evans for Tampa Bay Bucks on this one right here. So, Trey, you've got Ezekiel Elliott, DK Metcalf, Pat Mahomes.
This is where it's getting tough. Let's do Chris Godwin out of Buccaneers.
Chris Godwin, Tampa Bay, back-to-back Bucks. Gio, Eric Henry, DeAndre Hopkins, Darren Waller. Kind of need a little bit of everything on this team right now.
We're going Josh Jacobs at running back.
Josh Jacobs, running back. Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown. I think I'm going to go the same route too. Miles Sanders out of Philadelphia. All right, Trey. Team 1, end of round 4. Who are we going here? They have Dalvin Cook, Antonio Gibson, and Calvin Ridley.
Oh, okay. Calvin Ridley, Antonio Brown, Dalvin Cook. Let's go. Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts off the board. Gio, round 5, same team. Who we add into this roster?
Let's see. Let's go with a Cooper Kupp.
I'm liking that team so far. Coming back around, took Miles Sanders the last pick right there. I kind of like what I'm seeing here. I'm going to go with Darrell Henderson, running back for this team. Give him a little more running back depth. Trey, who we got round 5 for team 3 here?
Adam Thielen.
More than a Thielen. Adam Thielen going in round 5 to team number 3. Gio, Zeke Elliott, Metcalf, Patrick Mahomes, Chris Godwin. Are we losing value in running back right here?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Swift.
Swift, team 5. Chubb, Mixon, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans. I'm going to go Mike Davis here. I want to get that backfield.
Damn, Mike Davis.
I mean, this is where it gets really tough. Trey, you got team 6 here, 5th round.
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones, round 5. Team 7. Gio, round 5.
All right, let's oh boy. We're going with Miles Gaston.
That was a good. I think that's gonna be a good pick.
Gascon. So we got Barkley here, and like we said, running backs are starting to really become thin here. You know what? We're gonna have to take a receiver, I think. So we're going with Deontay Johnson. Trey, you're at number 9. Who we going with right here?
Dang. Let's go Dak Prescott at number.
Dak Prescott coming off the board. This right here. Team 10, Gio. Rounding out round 5.
Let's go with Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews tied in. All right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna make this the last round here, round 6, before we gotta go. Round 6, I'm just looking at this team. I don't really have a whole lot to fill, but I think coming back around, we're gonna solidify that QB spot. Kyler Murray right there at round 6. Trey, you got number 9. Who are we going with here, bud?
This sucks because I can't see all the tight ends and everything.
Oh, I can hold on. We can do something about that. Man, I can't move that. Yeah, I can. Best available.
Oh, good God. Let's go. TJ Henderson.
Hawkinson? TJ Hawkinson. All right. Gio, round 8.
Can you double click on it? Because I don't have all these players. We're gonna go with JK. I'm sorry, bro.
I know JK would have been so massive.
J.K. Dobbins is killing me on that board because he's injured.
Yeah.
Like I want to keep picking him, but I'm like, no.
Let's go with Lamar Jackson.
Good pick.
Adding Lamar Jackson, team 7. I was already looking at this team ahead of time, and this is where I'm kind of liking. I would definitely have to take Amari Cooper right here on this one. Team 6, Trey. This will be the last round that we do, so we got a few more picks here. We went the first 6 rounds of the mock draft.
Needs a quarterback, so let's go Aaron Rodgers.
And team 5, Gio.
Let's go with Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy, team 4. I'm liking this team. Can't really pass this guy up. Kareem Hunt, especially in the 6th round. All right, Trey, your last pick for the mock draft here. We're doing the first 6 rounds of it.
Okay, got a running back, wide receiver, tight end, running back, wide receiver. Need a quarterback. Let's go Justin Herbert. I think he's going to have a good year.
Justin Herbert coming off around 6. Gio, last pick for the mock draft.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, and for me, I am ending out the draft. Wish it was J.K. Dobbins, but unfortunately, it's not.
Priest Holmes.
Yeah, similar running back situation here. Going with Javonte Williams, round 6 to end it out. So we did the first 6 rounds for the mock draft fantasy countdown. Any fantasy advice you guys need, you can always hit us up. You can follow me at Sweep the League on Twitter. Follow Trey. It's at Trey3025. Gio is at Coach Gio, double O at the end. Hit us up. If you ever need fantasy advice, hit us up. We're always willing to help you out as best as we can. Join us next week again, Sunday, 10 to 11 for the fantasy countdown. It'll be the final fantasy countdown before the season starts. So for Trey Collis, Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr., Will Haverland will be with us next week. Remember, Sweep the League. It's a radio show now. We made it. All of us made it. Starting October 17th, brought to you by Project Spurs and DraftKings. We'll see you guys later.